Welcome back to the Whiskey Explorer. Thanks so much for tuning in for another episode, guys. And if this is your first time to the channel, if you could please do us a quick favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, let us know what you think about this bourbon, and we'll get the conversation going at the Whiskey Explorer. All right, and tonight, guys, we have a very classic bourbon for you. We have Evan Williams Single Barrel. All right, and this Evan Williams Single Barrel is a 2012 vintage. So I actually picked up this bottle a couple of years ago and I got it on a really good sale in Alberta for my brother. I think it was about $40 Canadian. So at $40 Canadian, it's a steal. So here in the BC market, it's actually about $65 when you find it. And what's crazy is this Evan Williams Single Barrel is actually moving to a distillery-only release. So this is actually created and produced and bottled by Heaven Hill Distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky. But it is no longer going to be just a regular, widely distributed single barrel product from Heaven Hill. This is actually going to be exclusively distillery only going forward. So if you do happen to see an Evan Williams Single Barrel, it might be a good idea to grab that and throw it in your bunker, just because it will only be available at the distillery going forward. So yeah, so this is a little bit of an older bottle. As you can see, it's vintage 2012. It says right on there. There we go, put in oak 2012. So we're already up to about 2014, 2015 in the current releases that I've seen on the shelf. All right, so what is also cool about this is on the back of the bottle, you actually get some specifics on the date of the actual barrel. So here it says it was barreled on 1/25/12, it was barrel 456, and it was bottled on 2/21/20. So we're looking at just almost about an 8-year-old barrel there. So pretty nice 8-year-old Heaven Hill product. So definitely looking forward to getting into this one. As you can see, I have just wanted to get this review shot just before I kill off this bottle. And this is bottled at 43.3% alcohol by volume or 86.6 proof. So I guess if I had to make a gripe or complaint about this, and you know I always love to complain about something, so if I had to on this one, it would be that I just wish the proof were a bit higher. But without further ado, let's get into the actual review. So let's take a look first off here at the color in the glass. So it's really just a medium kind of copper color, nothing too crazy or dark. This particular barrel is about just a little over 7 years, about 7 years and 8 months old. So I mean, we do expect some color there, but nothing too crazy. And it does actually have, looking at the glass here, I probably can't get it to come up on the camera, but it does actually have some nice legs coming down on this one. So yeah, we'll get into the nose. Cheers. So I would describe this as the quintessential Heaven Hill nose. Right away you get a nice dusty kind of vanilla note, a little bit of butterscotch and caramel, and then you have that nuttiness that Heaven Hill is kind of famous for, and you definitely pick that up in the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof and the Elijah Craig. So again, there's a little hint of nuttiness there, maybe like a hazelnut or an almond, something of that variety. Then lots and lots of sweet oak on this one. So it's got a beautiful nose, actually, really kind of like rich, deep, dark characteristics and flavors going on there. So there's the sweet oak, there's the nuttiness, there's the butterscotch and caramel mixed in there, a little bit of brown sugar on the nose as well. Very pleasant and inviting nose. It's not too forward on the fruit note, so there is a little bit of a fruit note there. It's not quite a dark cherry or a black cherry. It's more of like a strawberry note kind of hinting in the background there. Yeah, and then there is that, of course, that nuttiness I mentioned. Almost like a marzipan note in there, like nuttiness, but hazelnut, marzipan kind of flavors in there. Again, not too heavy on the fruit notes, so if you love like a fruit bomb in your whiskey, this one may not be for you. This is more kind of the dark, rich caramels, vanillas, the sweet oak, brown sugar, molasses, that type of thing. All right, let's go in for a taste. Cheers. Okay, so on the palate here, the first note that I got was actually a little bit of a sour note. Not really off-putting, but I would say like corn dust, a little bit grainy forward on that. Then there's a transition to the more sweet notes that I really enjoy. There we go. So really there is a deep sort of sweet oak to this, which is really pleasant and inviting. Then there's vanilla, butterscotch, caramel, brown sugar. The finish does have a decent amount of spice as well. So right away you get some cinnamon spice, a little bit of black or white pepper mixed in there as well. So there definitely is a little bit of a finish there. The finish actually, from memory, I had this one, I would have pegged this at like a very short finish, but it's actually more like a medium finish. So again, it's 43.3% alcohol by volume or 86.6 proof. So not expected to be a ton of a finish there, but there is at least something hanging on there. And what is hanging on is those baking spices, a little bit of black, crushed black, like pepper powder, and yeah, a little bit of cinnamon spice, a little bit of cayenne on the back end there. Let's go in for another sip here, see if I can get some more flavors now that the palate's kind of getting a chance to acclimate. Cheers. Okay, so on the second sip, I picked up a little bit more of the fruit note. And it is like something I have been getting in bourbons lately. If you've watched the channel and you've seen the bourbon reviews, I'm getting more of like a strawberry note, but it's almost like an unripened strawberry, like, you know, the white strawberries before they turn red, that type of strawberry note. So it's not the deep, dark stewed fruits or deep sort of black cherry note. That's not really present here. This is more of like a ripe or a fresh strawberry note. Then there's beautiful vanilla in there as well. Definitely the sweet oak is very present. And there is some brown sugar. And then sort of mid to late palate and finish is where it transitions to the baking spices. You get some cinnamon, a little bit of cayenne pepper, a little bit of black pepper mixed in there. And actually, there is a little bit of a mouth-coating mouthfeel to this. So it is a little bit oily, and you do get kind of more of a mouth presence than you would at, I think, something like 40% ABV. But again, I really wish this was, say, bottled at 50% ABV. That would be fantastic. I think you'd have all of these wonderful flavors jumping out even more. But I will say this, I do really enjoy the Evan Williams single barrel. If I see another one, I will probably pick it up before I can't get it anymore, just because it's going to be distillery release only after this. So yeah, I think it's definitely worth pickup, and I think it is one of those bourbons that flies under the radar and doesn't get too much attention. I don't think it quite gets the recognition it deserves, so I think it's a great bourbon. I think you'll enjoy it. So if you have a chance to grab the Evan Williams single barrel, I'd recommend giving it a try. All right, so thanks so much for tuning in for another episode, guys. Until next time, may your sails be full and your drowns be fuller. Cheers.